it did seem probably pretty bleak though. I didn't even realize that at first, but there were days where you probably was like, "Yo, is this really worth it?"
Man, and you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all a secret behind the games, man. A lot of the games are there is because I was sitting there all day by myself. So we would have games, and my friends would come chill with me and play games.
Yeah.
So that's where the games came from, because I would be in there all day, and I would invite like Moochie up there, my people up there, y'all come up, let's play dominoes. We got games, we buy different games, and we just be up there playing, chilling.
Yeah.
Kind of to keep me company, because I'm at work, I can't leave. You know what I'm saying? I can't leave, but they can come to me.
This is before you could hire somebody.
This is before I can afford to hire somebody and get people to come work for me. I mean, on the weekends I might have like a person help. I had a lady named Miss Pat who actually still works for me, still works with me. She started working there right around the time I did, because I would need help on the weekends when it would get busy. So I remember being in there all day, every day.
Come on, I love the accidental successes, the things you don't plan for that turn out to be like one of the staples, because people come here to like really chill. It's got that really welcoming environment where it's just fun, man. So yo, that's extremely dope. I love those stories of, man, from nothing to like the blow up. Now tell me this, when was the moment you were like, all right, this store is incredibly successful? What was the moment where you were like, all right, we should probably go for number 2? Was it a dollar amount? Was it just like I want to prove it to myself? So like, what was the?
So I will say this. So for me, I started taking it more serious. It was a dollar amount that made me take it more serious.
Come on, give me the measurable success.
So I remember the first week. It was one week I made $15,000 in a week.
Okay.
And for me, I was like, oh shit, 15 grand?
Come on.
15 racks?
Yes, let's go.
I'm focused now. If I can make this every week,
you know what I'm saying? What is it gonna take for this not to be just a 1 week?
What is this gonna take for this to be a consistent thing? What I gotta do to make this 15 grand every single week?
Yes.
And then from there, as business kept picking up, the rental machines I had, they weren't good enough. So then I went back and I started fixing everything that was broken. All the corners that I cut, everything I did wrong. I went back and I started fixing all that shit.
From when you was just like hustling, trying to make it.
Yeah, when I was just hustling, trying to make it. I didn't really have enough money to do, to start my business the correct way. But I was able to get it off the ground. I went back and I fixed everything. And then from there, as business continued to escalate, continued to grow, that's when I decided, I was like, you know what? I should open another one. Because I only had the one, and people were coming from all over Houston. They was coming from north side, they was coming from the east, they was coming from everywhere, they was coming from different neighborhoods. I'm like, damn, maybe I should put one, I should put one over there. So I opened my second one.
What was the second one?
Probably about a year and a half after I opened my first one. It was on 1960 and 45.
Okay, cool. Still there?
Still there. Every last one I opened is still there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, 1960. 45, very, very popular area. And then, so did you ever, like, was it like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or was it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like, was it consecutive kind of, or?
So when I opened the second one, I opened it on the north side because it was really far from the one on Richmond, and people from the north would always come down to that one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me put one over there. When I opened that one on the north side, things just took off from there.
Yeah.
And once that happened, I was like, you know what? Instead of blowing money and going wasted on cars, clothes, jewelry, shit like that, I was like, let me take that money and reinvest it into the business.
Yeah.
So then that's when 3 came, 4 came, 5. I opened 4 locations in 12 months because I was taking that money that I was making and just constantly just pouring it back into the business. Like I said, instead of just wasting it.
Yeah.
I was comfortable with my living situation,
and
I seen no reason to splurge.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how it came to be where it is now.
So somewhat, like, I definitely a healthy sense of like money management. I wouldn't say frugal, but not splurging.
I would say efficient. I don't like the word frugal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Efficient. I'm definitely an efficient person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you pulled up in the Benz. It's definitely not frugal.
Yeah.
Pulling up in the G-Wagon.
Yeah, I'm efficient with it. I'm efficient with it at all times. You know.
You know what I'm saying? So I hear you. I love it. Do you have a favorite location?
Do I have a favorite? Honestly, man, I would probably say no. You know, if I would say the ones I frequent the most are the ones that's closest to where I live. So those are the ones. But I don't have a favorite location. I love them all the same.
I love it. Cool. Well, tell me this. Since the Candy Shack success, I mean, like I said, it's undeniable, right? Like, and that's your baby. That's what helped you go from point A to point Z, right?
Yeah.
There's been some new stuff going down lately that we're all just dying to know about. We've been stalking your Instagram page and we've seen the success. Tell me about the Jamba Juice deal and how all that came to be. Like, how do you go from daiquiris to like smoothies? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what did it take to get there?
So to be real with you, I wasn't even interested in doing Jamba Juice.
Yeah.
It was my man who brought the idea to me. It's my man Mike. He was like, "Yo, what you think about Jamba Juice?" I'm like, I don't know. You know, honestly, I didn't even really go there. I've never had really even been there. I've probably been there once or twice. So
yeah.
He was like, "Yo, what you think about Jamba Juice?" I'm like, "Shit, you know, I'll take a look at it." And he kept talking about it. And then I don't know, I guess he was bored. He sent me some Jamba Juices that were for sale in Tucson, Arizona. So I said, "Shit, I'll look at them." I looked into them. You know, and I'm a pretty good negotiator. So I looked into them. I'm like, okay, they weren't priced badly to begin with. So from there, I went in and I negotiated the price.
Before you go from negotiating prices, what were you looking for? When you say you went down there to look into them, like how many stores was it, and what were you specifically looking for to be like, all right, this is a lucrative deal that I should possibly consider? Like, what was your criteria?
So for me, what I was looking at was several things. One, the person that I bought the Jamba Juices from owned the entire market.
Gotcha.
So for me, that was important. He had all the Jamba Juices in Tucson.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so, you know, I was buying all of them from him.
Yeah.
And the development rights and the rights for no one else to be able to come in and compete with me. So I was like, okay, look, that in itself
That's
was
some like state property, Beanie Siegel type stuff.
Yeah, you
just like it's legal.
Yeah, it's legal, exactly. But you want to be able to control the market.
Yeah.
So I was able to control the market. So that was one big thing for me. And then the price, another thing was like, it was attractive to me. And then seeing, looking at the numbers. I'm a man of the numbers. I have an accounting degree. I'm gonna say it again. Look, I have an accounting degree.
Yes.
So I'm a man of the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the bottom line, and I'm looking at how much money he's making every year. I'm looking at what it's costing him to run it. For the person that I bought it from, he was living out of the business, and a lot of business owners do that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I have come to a place where I didn't have to live out of it, so I'm like, okay, I could make this much money out of it because he's paying himself a salary out of his business, and I was like, shit, I don't have to pay myself a salary out of it.
You've already got that covered.
I got that covered already. So for me, it looked like a really good deal, something to snatch up. So I jumped all over it.
Yeah, so now you're in a position. Like, here's the cool part about owning your own business. Like, if you kind of set your lifestyle, right, your living expenses, whether it's like vacation, food, housing, car, all the necessities, and a little bit of the extras, right?
Yeah.
You got that straight. That's covered. And now you got your extra to kind of like grow and play with. Is that kind of how you set it all up?
That's exactly how I set it up. It's rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
It's rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. I'm gonna have to steal that, man. Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Was that the goal when you first started?
The goal when I first started, this shit really is, the sky is always the limit for me. I always knew, and I tell people all the time, I always knew that I would go far in life.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even reached my pinnacle at this point. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm really just getting started.
Sure.
There's so much more in store for me, As a matter of fact, the sky is not the limit. Your belief system is. So, for me, I'm just, it's huge.
Yeah, now you go in a whole different direction, man. It's really, really intriguing. Talk to me about that belief system, because I was going to ask you, what did you want to be when you were little? Like, when you were little, you know how we all have these dreams and aspirations of being something, whether it's like, hey, I want to be in the league, or I want to do this. What did you want to be when you were little, and what things happened to you along the way that developed this insane belief system that you have to this day?
So when I was little, I wanted to be in the NBA. But I can't hoop to save my life. I can't play basketball at all. So
all right, so that's the one thing you're gonna have to do. So I know that I can dominate you on the court.
You probably can't. You probably still can't do that. But I just know I'm not I'm not NBA quality caliber good. I mean, if we gonna play some street ball, you know,
we gonna go for it.
I give you a run for your money, but you know, NBA caliber, I ain't nice like Harden or LeBron and nothing like that. I wasn't up there with none of them. I ain't no Kevin Durant, but
you know. But how do you go from NBA to like the belief system that you have now, this rinse and release, this incredible like addiction to numbers? Like what?
My mom.
Oh, okay, cool.
My mom is the hustler. She's the queen of hustlers. So growing up watching her hustle, you know, really motivated me and inspired me to hustle and get to where I am today. Mm-hmm. You know, seeing that, it's like, you know, I got someone right in my house that I get to watch every single day, you know, grind and do shit, and I emulated her.
Yeah. Oh man, that's real. Like, you know, you have that real life example. What kind of work did she do that really, or was it just like?
Well, when I say that, so my mom growing up, she would go yard selling. This is, you know, 20 years ago, before they had Craigslist and computers and all of that. Mm-hmm. People would have yard sales. Right. So my mom would go yard selling. She would buy stuff, put it in the storage, put it on something called the green sheet before Craigslist, and she would sell it. She would go buy a couch for $50 and turn around and sell it for $200.
Come on.
And I watched her do that. I watched her negotiate, and that's where I get my negotiating skills from, watching my mom negotiate. Mm-hmm. So I took it from her and learned it. I would go with her, go yard selling when I was a little kid, and watch her negotiate, you know, a dresser down to $25 and take that dresser and, you know, put it on in the green sheet and sell it for $100, and then someone will come and try to bargain her down, and she'll go back and forth and, you know, to try to keep the price up. So at the end of the day, she would always win.
Just kind of being in that environment